Okay, so on to your reading. Okay, so the interesting card that I pulled for you from Stephen Farmer's deck is Lightning. This is lightning. It's power. Lightning does have a lot of power, doesn't it? So I want to read for you a little bit about what he has to say about this card. Okay. All right. So we are all power, and everything around us is power. It's in the mountains. It's in the meadows. It's in the clouds. In fact, it's in every expression of nature. Yet there isn't a more dynamic display of nature's power than lightning. It's pretty electrifying, and it splits the atmosphere such that when everything is heated, when the air is heated, it comes rushing together, and we hear a clap of thunder, and that, it says, is the applause from the gods. And so what it talks about is the power available to you. The force of life itself is neutral. The force of life itself is neutral. So it's neither inherently good or bad. So it's how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and incongruent with the spirit that pulses through you. So what is required is your awareness and your intention, your values, and your willingness to act upon them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. So in other words, to put out good intentions when you have ask a question or an inquiry. It's not about, is this good or is this bad? It's just, what are my intentions? Are they good? Are they positive? And it says, although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to get caught up in the duality of good or bad. It's in determining your decisions or actions. So this is not good or bad. This is just what comes up. Through prayer or ceremony, you can tap into the spiritual force, and by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you, one that is beyond your typical perspective. So basically what it's saying is, don't get caught up, is this good or is this bad? Just whatever comes to you, what comes to you by using your inner power is right. It's right. It's really that good old intuition. So I kind of love that came up for you for your first card. It's setting a foundation for the month of November for you, Virgo. Okay. And so next we're going to pull from John Holland's Psychic Tarot deck, a 4-card spread for you. And there's a couple that want to come out already. Actually, a third one. And a fourth one. Okay, so these cards are active for you guys this month. You know, some months, some signs they are, and some they aren't. For you guys, they really are. Okay, so the first card that comes up for you, Virgo, this is an emotion card. And this is memories of love. Memories of love have to do with remembering a situation and how wonderful it was and how beautiful it was. And maybe there's a big letting go part of this too. In fact, I would say that there is a big letting go part of this. It's like taking all of the good nuances and leaving what behind doesn't serve you any longer. This could also mean a water sign, which would be a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. So if that is your rising sign, and or you're involved with someone or close to, or with someone close to that is their sun sign, then it could be referring to them. I am seeing, when I first look at this card, as you know, I read straight on and intuitively. When I first look at this card, I'm seeing what might be obvious, but sometimes it's the candle floating at the top. But what I'm seeing is him holding this particular candle right here. Okay, so you know, it feels to me like this water sign, and maybe they're not maybe they're not Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but they're feeling like they very emotional. They've been through feeling very distraught, almost just to the point of despondent. There's some things going on in their life, and this is someone that's close to you. It could be you, but it could be you or your rising sign, or it could be someone very close to you, to the point of they're not quite out of it yet. It feels like they're not quite out of it. When they are, then they're actually going to feel like that they have climbed a mountain, like maybe Mount Everest, and wow, that was a huge climb. This isn't just like a small life change. These are feels like, and of course this is general reading, and if you want a specific reading to you, this is for some of you out there, but it feels like they have really been through some tough and challenging times, because I'm seeing someone sort of really not only humble, but just kind of not sure of themselves. And I'm seeing them dressed in a dark color, which sort of means to me that sad. The emotion would be sad. The feeling would be of unsure of where they're going, what they're up to. And then a letter, an R is standing out, a capital R is standing out to me. So I don't know if that, could be initial of the first name, middle name, or whatever, but an R is coming up to me. So, with emotions of memories of love, rather, and this is a number 6 too. So 6 has to do in numerology with family, responsibility, love. It's the most loving of all numbers. Well, the 6th birth path, and if you're a 6th birth path, put some comments below, and your birth date too. Everybody, your birth date. We'd love to comment on them and what that says about you, because our birth date is what we bring to our everyday life, what we bring to our job, what we bring to our family. 6 is about giving a lot. A lot of 6s are caretakers, and you need to take as much care of you as you do other people. So this is an interesting card to come up first. Remember, hold your power, keep your power, and embrace those memories of love. And whoever it is that feels like maybe they need your support, if this is someone that needs your support, just be there for them. I feel like they will eventually talk it out or express it. Okay? All right. So the second card of your 4-card spread is a spirit card. This is actually a pretty nice card. The spirit cards have to do with our aspirations, our inspiration, our force of life, our spiritual foundation. This is the number 1. Passion ignited. Don't you love that? Passion ignited. Okay. So right after this card that was feeling, it feels introverted. This feels like, and as you can see, she's just very satisfied, and she has sort of a happy feeling, happy face on. Satisfied face. Okay, so this, when I'm looking into this card, what is getting the most of my attention besides her face is the yellow in through here. And below that, the green. I'm feeling like there's some healing of some circumstances, and it may be related to this last card. It may be related to that water sign or not, or maybe that, what I was talking about, feels like emotions. Or a water sign, but there is some very distinct situations going on with some of you. I feel like after that, spiritually, there's something that you're passionate about. There's something that you want to get off the ground, or get the wheels in motion, get the wheels going. And this really excites you. And this is the second, you could call this the second week in November. I'm feeling that you're starting to get passionate, some of you, again, general reading, but some of you about your inner strength and what's going on in your life and what's happening in your life. And I'm hearing the word like a son or a boy. So I don't know if some of you have children that they are, they're doing well at school, they're doing well at sports, they're in like the 4-H, I'm thinking of animals. They work with animals. But it could be that. it could also, it's a spiritual card, so it could be really a matter of many things. Romance, of course. When I think of romance, I'm thinking of a candle. This is very beautiful, of two people, and they're sitting like a candlelight dinner, and they're having dinner together, and they're discussing what's been going on in their life, and it feels very calm, very collected. So that could also be a very nice feeling for you. Any of you that have husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, whoever your partner is, this feels very romantic for me, for you. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing out of this. The other thing I would say about it is it's purple, and it's also number one, and number ones are very creative. They're intuitive because they're like a channel. We all are, but number ones are like, I can do it, and they just open up to that creative force. So, some creative passions as well. Okay, so the third card that came up, and this is interesting. This has probably been the most, the card that's come up the most out of all of the 65 cards in this particular deck. This is a shadow card, and a shadow card has to do with what we see in others that we don't like, and it really reflects back on us. Okay, so this comes up every single month. Last month, I believe, in October, it came up twice. In September, it came up, and it just comes up a lot. So for me, and it's for me, it's a universal message, and it is also in traditional tarot. It is the same as the Moon card, and okay, so when we see. Okay, so what we see in others that we don't like a lot of times reflects things in ourselves that we don't like. So everybody goes through it. Everybody. It's a form of judgment. We don't really mean to, but it's discerning, because we're always thinking how many thoughts are in our head, per minute, a ton. So it really feels like when we do, the Moon card says when we see the dark, it allows us actually to, when we see the dark side of life, it's like, okay, I get that. Now I want to see the light. So it allows us to go into the positive side. It allows us to go into a positive manner of way of thinking, or seeing a situation differently, or seeing someone differently. The other thing I would say on this card is, a lot of times that, someone that you see these things that bother you, sometimes they need a hug, but sometimes hug yourself. And so that gives off sort of a vibration of love, and really calms down the tenseness that you feel about the situation. Any of you that, I'm looking at this card and I'm seeing the folded here over his arm, under the sun's arm, there's the sun and the moon. Okay, I use my hand as a pendulum. So what I'm seeing now, and this could be some neighbors that are around you, whether you're in a house or an apartment, that are really annoying to you. It's just, play some soft music, do some things for yourself, love yourself, take a warm bath, take a walk out in nature during the dusk, and really self-preserve, because this is a card that continues to come up, and I really feel like it's a spiritual message from the Creator, from the universe, that let judgments go. Let judgments of other people as much as we can, and there's ways that we can do that by grounding, by loving ourselves, okay? Okay, and so your fourth card to come up out of this 4-card spread is the third eye chakra. Well, this is another 6 card. This is a chakra card, so this is your intuition, right? Third eye. Remember a couple months ago when I talked about, I called it Psychic September. And how do you use your intuition? How do you receive your hits? Do you see? Do you hear? Do you feel? Like when you walk in a room, do you feel? A lot of people feel. A lot of people see too, or you'll see real quick, and then you'll just know what that is. So, this is This is during especially the last week in November. So I encourage you, maybe if you have off some time around Thanksgiving and you have a few moments to yourself, I know it can be a busy family time, but I encourage you to take some time to sit and meditate. And also, if you're in a crowd of people, and it could be family or it could be work or business, is to, instead of jumping to conclusions with this, the judgment card, I call it the judgment card, but we all do it. Intuitively ask yourself, what is it I can gain from this experience? And just how I teach intuition is let the first thing that comes into your mind pop up. It may seem way out of the ordinary. Like I was doing a reading last night, and when a donkey pops up, that means to me stubbornness. And so I was talking to this gentleman. He was overseas. I was talking to him, and I said, okay, this donkey popped up, and I said, talking about someone, I said, is she stubborn? He said, yes, very. So this is about, it's just my archetype. Figure out what yours are. Use your intuition. This feels like it's very calming. Could be into the month for you if you make it that way. Intuitive. Observe. Observe. Meditate. Be out in nature. Again, this nature thing comes up. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. The mandala is beautiful. It's purple, of course. Purple is the psychic color. Purple is, when we think sometimes of the archangels, and I do, if you're into the archangels, that they give off this purple essence when I do readings, when they're behind people. So, my friends, my fellow Virgo friends, that was an interesting reading for you. So, you had the lightning card up that says, own your power. Don't judge it, just own it. And then memories of love. So be kind to you. Be kind to you, and be kind to whoever's going through anything that's close to you. I feel like there's some real memories that you want to hold on to, but it's sweet, but also there's some sad memories of this current moment, or there's some sad situations. Just hang on to what feels right, okay? There's Passion Ignited. Wow, that's a great card. There's letting go of judgments of other people and yourself. And let go of any judgments of yourself. If you gain it through a few lbs, pounds through this time period, don't judge yourself. You'll, watch what you're eating, of course, but it feels like don't judge yourself and others. And also, connect with spirit, because I feel like a lot of you, this is your third eye, and I feel like you can connect with the spiritual realm, the angels, the archangels. Let me know in the comments below too if you ever get signs, coins. I've said this before, coins, or you can feel people around you that are passed over on the other side.